bet you're wondering what's in this box. Well, today on The Real Ginger Tech, we're gonna find out. Welcome to The Real Ginger Tech. I'm Justin. You might recognize me from the live streams with Carl. Today we're going to open up and set up for the first time a full VR system. This is the Valve Index. So first things first, let's get it open. On the front of the box, you can see this is the one that comes with the headset, the controllers, which are supposed to be really unique. They actually grab onto your hand so you can let go completely. And light boxes, and that's for tracking in 3D space. I'm really excited about it because the light boxes, that method of tracking is way better than the way the PSVR works, so it should be a lot more accurate. And then open, and that is Valve Index. First things on top is very well secured, a little box. I think this is all the documentation. Next we have the actual headset. It's got a pretty thick cable on it. The earphones are the kind that hover over your ear, so they're not actually against your ear. It helps you to hear your actual environment without having something pressing against your head. I hear it's really good. I'll actually be able to find out in a bit. This is the knuckle controller. They're called the Valve Index controllers, but when they're in develop, they're called the knuckle controllers. They've got a little bit of adjustability here. You put your hand through this, pull that tight, and it actually that might be too tight. That holds really well. And then it's adjustable. You can somehow adjust that part. Push in. You push it in and it slides to adjust to whatever size hand you have. Then we have the light boxes. This is the Lightbox Base Station 2.0. We'll be setting these up in the corners of the rooms, and that's what will allow it to track where all the pieces of the VR are. And then there's two of each of those. And then inside the box, there's a second level. So we'll set this aside. And there's a couple of these are the charging cables for the controllers, the mounting plates for the light boxes, power adapter for the light boxes, wires for the light boxes. This is, I think, the power cable for the headset itself. And this adapter, which is surprisingly squishy, I guess goes in the back of the headset to fit smaller heads. So you can stick it back here, kind of clips in, and now it'll fit a smaller head. The last thing that I know of immediately that is unique to this VR is this front area. If we pull this plastic off, the front visor comes off, and inside there is a section and a USB port, and that's specifically for modders and hackers. So there's like a little light thing that you can do to scroll text across and stuff. Oh, and there are two cameras on the front as well. That's so that while you're in the VR, you can kind of see what's going on, and maybe some augmented reality stuff. I'm not entirely sure. After that, I think that's everything in the boxes. Let's get it set up. Okay, welcome to my normal gaming setup. I've got my monitors here. You might recognize this computer from our live stream of the PC build. We've gone ahead and mounted the light boxes up on the wall. I've got one up on the wall here. The other one's in the opposite corner. And then we're just gonna go a little bit over the controllers and the headset in a little bit more detail here. So I can get a little bit closer here. So this is the controller. It has a touchpad right here. It is a true touchpad. You can go any direction you want. It's got a couple of buttons here. These are not only pressure sensitive, so it knows how hard you're pushing the button, they're just touch sensitive as well. So you could just touch them and it knows you're touching them, which is kind of cool. One thing this includes that some of them don't is a actual joystick. The adjustments for hand size is right here. You can see a couple little dots. Along this side, you might not be able to pick them up, but you just push this in and adjust and then pull it out and it locks into place. Right here is the button to release the strap to hold it onto your hand. And other than that, it does have full finger detection, so it'll detect all of your fingers. You can see kind of in the background here, video going of their demo of somebody doing this with a controller. There is a total of 87 sensors in the controller alone. Both controllers are identical, they're just opposite of each other. So that I think, that's USB-C type charging on the bottom. That I think covers the controllers, so I'll set those aside real quick. And then we'll do a little bit more in depth on the headset. First thing, we already went over the front. The front comes off, there's a little tray in there. Right here is an adjustment for your IPD, interpupillary distance. If your eyes are further apart, you go that way, closer together, you go that way. That helps you have a physical adjustment to adjust for how far apart your eyes are. Everyone's different. The PSVR, that's all done digitally. Being physical is definitely better. This part here is the part that touches your face. It does come off, it's just held on with magnets. You can get extra of these, right now they're sold out, but I will be getting extras once they're available. That way, you do sweat in VR, you don't have to wear someone else's sweat. For now, we will, and that's on the back here, you've got a little dial that you can twist, and that'll make it bigger, make it smaller, kind of lock it in place. That way you can kind of clamp it onto your head. You do want this part down here to be lower on your head to really hold it on. And this top strap does adjust. So you can really have it hold on really good. Last thing I think on the headset is the speakers. There's quite a bit of adjustment on them. You can move them up, down. You can't really twist them or move them in and out. That's the only thing that I've heard people say that it sounds like it should, but it hasn't been an issue for anybody that I've seen. So we'll see. On the other end here, we have a few connections. Let me undo the Velcro. It's quite a long cord. On the end of the cord, you have three connections. You have DisplayPort for connecting to your video card on your computer, a USB 3.0, a little blue one here, that's for plugging into your motherboard, preferably a 3.0 port, and then a little extra one here for power. They were working on one that combines all three of these into a USB-C connection. As of now, that's been canceled, and I don't know if they're just delaying it and redesigning it or not. If they do come out with it eventually, I will switch over to that. So let me just get this hooked up. I'll go to the back of my computer here. Move my monitor out of the way. And I'm gonna have to disconnect. I'm using all of my display ports. I'm going to disconnect my extra monitor here. Plug that in. And then I will plug the USB into an open USB. And then plug the power in once I get that hooked up. And then we'll be able to give it a go. There's really not a lot else to that. All we have to do is plug in the light boxes, plug those right into power. They don't have to connect to your computer or anything. And it's basically ready to go. And that does it here for us on the Real Ginger Tech. If you like this video, go ahead and give that a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you know what to do. We'll see you in the next video.